All right. Hey everyone, this is Hugo from SSW, and I'm with the EasyLeave team and some great people for this sprint review. For today, we have sprint 34 to review. So EasyLeave is part of TimePro, and it's this cool little thing to help you take care of your employees' leave requests. So let's jump into the summary email for this sprint. We are on sprint 34. We had one goal, which was to get leave balance from 0 for Australian employees. This is still a work in progress. We'll get into that during the review of the backlog, Adam, but we had some issues with Jimmy and the API. So I'll explain this in details. So this was a 1 month sprint. We spent roughly 9 Mondays split between Gilles and I. So the backlog looks like this, not many tons, but we'll still talk about some of them. So yeah, we mainly worked on bugs and like I said, the zero integration to get the leave balance. First thing we did was to review the existing integration. So I had a look just to better understand what is in place and what was needed for EasyLeave to call 0 to get the leave balance. So I've left a comment in there. Basically, we can reuse the same integration, the same API key. Just need to add a few more services to get what we need. So I've compiled everything in there. I guess let's talk about the, yeah, sure.
No, I was about to ask if you tried using a Claude skill for that though. Sorry, that was
No,
private
I did
joke.
not. Right. I guess let's tackle that one first, actually, and get back to those afterwards. So yeah, the zero integration one, getting the leaf balance, I worked on this. It was fully working on my machine, and then we had a call with Jimmy, Jean, and I saying that, hey, we may have a security issue with that one. So basically, I'll try to summarize everything. To fetch the leaf balance from 0, Adam, we need to update the scope of what the API key can read or not. And the leaf balance is part of the payroll object. So if you want to get access to the leaf balance, we also give access to all the payroll information. So salary, pay, bank detail, tax info, everything. So this is not ideal. So in the API, what I did is add a security check. So you can only get your info, or an admin can get your info, but you can't get other people's informations. But since all the credentials to get an access token from 0 are either in Keeper or in the database, a dev with bad intentions could bypass this and spin up his own API using those credentials and get all the information you want about other employees. So it's not really great. So Jimmy pulled the plug on the PR and said, hey, let's not merge this now. We need to find a solution before we move forward. So we had some ideas about that. So I've added 4 options in there. Well, the first one is not really an option because it's just do nothing and leave with the security breach, which is not great. But it's maybe if you consider that's okay and that we can trust our employees, then we could go with that one. I would not recommend that, but I just put it there for completion's sake, right? The quickest fix would be to move the key into Key Vault and restrict who can have access to the key so that TimePro gets the credentials from Key Vault, and we remove the things from Keeper. So that's a bit better. It's not perfect because you could still access the production database and get the access token in there that is generated by the credentials and then call the API with that. But well, since we don't give access to everyone to the DB, then I guess it could be okay. According to me, it's not perfect, but it's already way better than what we have at the moment. You can stop me at any time, Adam, if you have questions or if I'm not clear enough.
No, you're
Then
clear.
option,
But as you're talking about options, don't forget to say option A is, option B is, because you've missed.
yeah, okay, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've had to map which one you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So option A is just do nothing, keep the PR, what I did as is, and merge it, and well, then we have a breach and we do nothing about it. Well, we could have a potential breach and we do nothing about it. Option B is move all the credentials from Keeper to Key Vault and have it a bit more secure. Then option C, which would fix everything, but it's the most like complex in terms of work effort, is to have all the payroll integrations, Zero and then later CLA for France and KingD for China, in a separate API as a microservice kind of thing. And then it's a black box from TimePro's point of view. So in this microservice, we could add all the security checks we want and only expose the data we need. So TimePro could only get the leave balance and nothing else. But then it requires new Azure resources and separate projects. We need to keep the two API in sync. What do we do when one is down, not the other? Stuff like that. So it's a bit more work, but then it's airtight, should say. And option D, the last one, would be do nothing for now. Don't merge the PR and leave this leave balance thingy on the side until maybe we could ask a Zero for our payroll scope, but this is unlikely to happen, I think, even if we ask nicely, right? So, yeah.
Do you know how big Zero is?
I think I imagine, yeah. So if we just come in and say, hey, could you please change this permission thingy?
I think the chances are slim. I think the chances are slim.
Yeah, right. But
I do know the boss, so there is a small chance, but it is a monster company. But there's no harm in putting this up as a suggestion for Zero and me asking him, can we get this?
Yeah.
You know, people ask me for features and I push them along.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want, I can draft an email for you that you could send to them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say draft an email and ask Tiago to put it on suggestions to better software.
Okay.
Suggestions. Jacob, you can put it in the chat to better software suggestions, and we will put it up there, and then I will send it to Zero.
All right. Sounds good. So yeah, just so you know, this is a bit blocked then because we need to figure out something before we move forward. For me, the next step would be to go have another chat with Jimmy just to explain him the options better and be sure that it would solve things, because I don't have full knowledge about how Zero works. When I set it up for myself on my dev account, I don't think I had all the same settings we have for Prod at the moment. So I just want to be sure it's okay. And then we'll get you to approve the option. I'll have a quick chat with you, and then we can resume this thing. If that's okay for you, Adam.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. If there are no more questions about that one, let's keep moving. So yeah, just back to what was done. We worked on back to Sprint 34, a few bugs. One that actually impacted China. It's nice that we have some guys from China here. While a few weeks back, we had an outage of CRM, and this led to some leave requests failing. And as you guys know, we don't have a tenant for TimePro for China, so we have to use a workaround to get the right absence email for China. And this workaround was just in the create leave path and not in the update. And while we had an issue a few weeks back, we had to retry creating some leave using the retry button. So it was not using the same workaround. This is fixed now. So no more issues for China, I suppose. That was something that Clara found. So all good on that front. We fixed another bug about the leave creation when no employee time zone was set in the settings. JK that found it while he was testing the TimePro MCP. So thank you, JK, for that. And then last thing we did complete was finally finishing investigating the Power Automate forward appointment flow. So during last sprint, Adam, if you remember, we wanted to ask Brady and Gordon for their opinion about this. So just for context, we have a flow that is supposed to add SSW admins to all appointments we create. And Jean and I wondered if we still needed that flow at some point. So I investigated, and what we said during last sprint review was, let's keep the flows for now and do nothing, because it's still useful for some people. And we don't want to integrate that logic into EasyLeave just now. I asked Brady and Gordon for their opinions. I agree with that. So I just added a comment saying that we are going for option A, which is do nothing for now and keeping the flows. And I also created a PBI if we want to, in the future, move that logic back into EasyLeave, just in case we have something in the backlog to track this. Yes, Jean?
Yeah, just to add to this, the reason I am very happy to keep the flows alive is for coupling. Obviously, we don't want to couple EasyLeave more than we should. And so this is a very SSW-esque feature to CCD admins. So I don't want to bake that in. Well, I wouldn't want to bake that in TimePro or EasyLeave. So, yep.
All right. Thanks for clarifying things up. And that's it for what we achieved, what is entirely done.
Hold on.
Then we are. Yep.
Are you going to show any demos of anything? Like, we haven't seen any. We've only looked at the backlog.
Really. Yeah. Well, the only thing I could have demoed would have been the zero integration to get the balance, but like I said, it's blocked. So nothing that meaningful has been pushed to prod this sprint. Just a few big fixes, like I said.
Even seeing it in staging might whet our appetite.
Well, it's not. It's also not in staging because since the TimePro team is deploying from time to time without telling me, then it could have been deployed to prod without me knowing. And since Jimmy told us to don't go forward with this, then we did not merge the PR yet, so it's not on staging.
But what if Sylvia saw, oh, there's a PR that I can help. I will review that. Oh, look, the code looks perfect. I'll approve that. Is there any chance that could have happened?
I guess so, yeah.
So, Jean, what good practices should we have so that Sylvia knew, do not touch this one?
I mean, if the PR is marked as draft or there's a comment that, why is my hand raised? You know, I'd just put a comment there and just say, well, I'll merge that or feature flag it. But anyway, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. It would just fail safe because
we have to update 0 too.
Yeah, the query would not succeed in 0. So I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted me to answer, Adam? I guess not. I'm not sure where you were heading with that.
Well, yeah, obviously it's not a very common scenario that the accountant says, do not put this in.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, you know, I wouldn't want Sylvia, Jim, JK, or anyone to have good intentions and get themselves in trouble. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering how, when that happens, what procedure did you use?
Yeah, I should convert this into a draft until we want to move forward with it, I think.
Right, yeah. You definitely should talk about what's the best DevOps practice here and say, hey, we don't even have a rule on this, but we have one that is highly sensitive and no one else should touch this except for Hugo after the SSW accountants give explicit permission.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'll update the PR after the meeting, just to be safe. And I also add a comment, I think, should be extra safe. All right. No more question about this, Adam?
No, all good.
All right. Then next thing I want to talk about is that one that was touched but not finished. So we had a bug. Well, it's not really a bug, but it was marked as a bug. But yeah, no, that's not the right one. Sorry, that's the one. We have, well, let's say an issue, not a bug, with public holidays that spam people when we are resyncing events. That's because of how the Graph API that we are using to manage appointments is working. We also talked about this during last sprint review. I'm not sure you remember correctly, Adam, but basically, let's imagine a new employee comes along and you want to sync public holidays so that he gets all the appointments in his calendar. If we do this, then we will spam all other employees because they will receive notification for existing appointments. That's because we only have one appointment for everyone. So if you want to work around this, we identified a few options during last sprint. First one was to, well, do nothing, live with it, and just get spammed. That's what we were leaning towards, you, Jean, and I, last sprint. Or we could add some logic, add some checks, or change the way it works altogether and have one appointment per employee per public holiday. But that's a bit more work. And while I was explaining this to Jeffrey, he suggested that we could send an email to Microsoft just requesting to update the API to pass a flag or something to suppress notifications. Maybe, just maybe. I've drafted an email. I'll have Jeffrey review it, and then I'll have you review it, and then maybe we can send it. So,
yeah.
it's okay with you?
Yes. Can you get JK to review it before I send it on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. JK, just take a screenshot to see if you can find it.
It's maybe not.
Sorry.
There
it is, 60436.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yep. And that's it for things I wanted to talk about in the backlog. Let's get back to the email. Timesheet data. So, like I said before, only she and I worked on EasyLeave this sprint. It was roughly 9 Mondays spread over 1 month, since we are working 1 day here, 1 day there.
I will encourage you to try to do it after you've had like 5 or 6 days if you can, but that's okay.
Well, we set it for 10 days, but we can change that to be 5 or 6. That's up to you.
Well, I think you guys are just working on it 2 days a week, right?
It depends. Well, we try to aim for, yes, around 2 days per week. Yeah.
All right. We'll try to keep the cadence about the same. So let's aim for something similar for next month.
Sounds good. Then build pipeline. Around 5 prod deployments during last sprint. Only one made by us. Like I said, since we are sharing the same repo and same.
Yep.
Yeah, the TimePro team is also deploying for us sometimes during the night. Roadmap has been updated because we started working on the zero integration. So I've put that one. In progress. Get back to there.
Just before you send this email, can you put green ticks on the dones on the roadmap and on the backlog above?
I feel like we are having this discussion every week, every review. Yes, I can do that, but that's something I cannot automate. Since I'm copy pasting from,
it's a very small thing, and it makes you get your brownie points stronger. And like, right. I don't particularly care, but I do care when you're working for clients.
Okay, makes sense. I'll update the email just before sending it to them. Yes. All right. Next is AI usage. So, as always, she and I are using Cloud Code with Sonnet and Opus. Well, I'm not using Opus because I don't want to burn all my tokens since it's my subscription, but I'm using Sonnet.
Hugo, do you always work sequentially, one at a time, or do you have 2 PBIs running at one time or 3?
Depends. Most of the time it's one at a time because PBI is like big. So it's well, no, sorry, it's the contrary. The latest things I tackled were small things. So the AI is fairly quick. So it makes no sense to me to just open a new one because it takes a few seconds to like go to the next step with one PBI. But when I work on longer tasks and the AI is running for minutes, then yeah, sometimes I start another terminal.
Right. Okay. And what about Gilles? Is he always working one at a time, or does he have two or three going?
Sure, I think one at a time. I think I ask him. Yeah.
Okay. When as I see the guys in Sydney, they always have two or three going together. Like, I think it's becoming way more common.
Okay.
What about you, JK? How do you work?
Depending how many tokens I have left, but anyway, between 1 and 5.
Right. Okay. Yep. Are you often got two going?
On average, I guess 3.
Right. Yeah,
but a lot of them are blocked by review.
Yeah, I think that's just something for Hugo, you and Gilles to talk about. But you could have a goal of let's try working in twos at the same time all the time. See if you can, see if you can get used to that system.
Yeah, okay, I can try. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get moving.
On the same line,
yeah.
Each one of those lines, just put no limits hit on, and then you can get rid of that line at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we have the Tiger stats. Do you want to have a look at that, Adam? Or
yes. Just tell us the main point in there.
So there, Jeffrey, you want to take over this, or?
Yeah, sure. I can talk about it. So I looked at the report. In the overview, everything seems correct. It mentioned everything we went through during the sprint review. Now, if you go to timeline, which is the next tab, Hugo spoke the most, and he asked me a few questions as I was a new PO. So we had a bunch of small discussions. Then people and roles. So it picked Hugo as a very good developer and me as a good PO as well. Hugo had very in-depth conversation when he talked about technical stuff. And I was just asking a lot of questions as well. So this was all well picked by AI. Next one is insights. So it picked 3 elephants in the room. First one was the one about Jimmy that we talked about when he intervened and it changed the scope of the PBI. Second one was the 1 day per week allocation. So the fact that the guys work 1 or 2 days a week on EasyLeave, which is hard to keep track on because it's a bit disruptive. And the last point is about, what was this one? You think Jimmy? Oh yeah, this is just Hugo talking about Jimmy's thinking he made a wrong statement during the call he had with him. So this was just a small comment anyway. But yeah, everything, all the things were mentioned in the call. So this is all correct. So I guess if you go back to the email, you can put a green tick on the caption under the image.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, all good.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
No worries.
Let's move on to the sprint retro then. So what went well this sprint? I think there was a good handover from Jean to Jeffrey for the role of PO. He was up to speed on mostly everything when we had the discussion, so that's great. Jeffrey thinks I worked well on investigating options to fix the lead balance issue. Thanks, Jeffrey. Now, what did not go so well? Well, Jean is leaving, so it's sad times. But I'm contractually forced to say that, so.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm joking. I'm sad. I'm sad. Also, I think, it's a bit sad that we don't have that many downs in this sprint and the sprint goal wasn't achieved. But we'll do better next time, I suppose. That's mostly because of the security breach with the leaf balance thingy that we noticed halfway during the sprint. So, yeah. And what could be improved? Jeffrey thinks I should chase Jimmy more to unblock sprint goals, which I think he is right. I should have come back to him faster than I did. So yeah.
Maybe if you can tell Jeffrey that this is what you need. Maybe Jeffrey is going to be better at doing that. Maybe you can contact Alvin to say, I need Jimmy, because Jimmy is working closely with Alvin, Clara, and Jimmy.
Mhm.
So you can grab those. I would possibly be talking with Jimmy with Clara together at the same time, and when they don't give you an answer you like, escalate it to Alvin or me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it next time.
The other thing you can do is you go, look, I really need them, and even though you're going to be working on client work for the next 2 days, you can just send delayed messages saying, don't forget to work on this, don't forget to work on this. Like Jean he's the king of following up, and you can send another message on the day you're working. Like you can say it's I'm working in a few hours, so it'd be great if you can close that issue off.
Yeah,
or get back
makes
to
sense.
I wouldn't be that good at following up without follow-up then. So yeah, keep that tool is so good.
Just adding up on this, Adam, the other reason is we transitioned to a new PO. So when Jimmy raised this issue, I think John was still a PO. So I wasn't aware what the goal was. And now that I knew the goal, I put more focus on it. So this is also another reason why we messed up a bit.
Yeah, I didn't do a great job at handing this one over. That's on me.
Yeah, this one specific thing where it happened at a weird timing, we were working on Berkeley together. So.
Well, it's the first mistake you've ever made, John, so I'll forgive you.
Oh, thank you. I'm sad to leave not perfect, but it's close enough.
All right.
Do you guys have something? Yeah.
Has anyone on this call ever noticed that I send them messages in a delayed fashion?
Yes.
Oh,
not me.
It's particularly obvious when I receive messages at 9 sharp or at 8:30 sharp.
Oh yeah.
and you're away, like your status is away.
Yeah.
It oddly feels like automatic.
I never noticed actually.
I haven't noticed you. Yeah.
Never had a problem with that though. That's fine. Except when you want to deliver bad news and you do it on purpose on a delayed send and you're not connected. Right. So I can't. Yeah, that's
right.
But that was your first mistake, so I'll allow it.
All right, thank you.
Right. Do you guys want to add something that retro? Or
good for me.
All right.
Yeah, and the things that went well, I'm very happy with the way Jeffrey picked it up. I think he'll do a great PO there. Jean, Happy New Year. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah. Happy New Year. You know what? I'll keep it.
No, yeah, cool. I'm thankful to the effort you guys put in EasyLeave. That was my vision back in 2017 or 18. I always wanted a better process than sending 10 emails and getting 3 approvals and updating 3 systems. And now we see it up and running and everybody loves it. So, never forget that we did great with that. That's a cool piece of software.
Yeah, I love it as well.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think it was my biggest pain, like putting in leave at the time. And when it came out, I was so happy.
It's nice to work on something meaningful for us employees. So.
Yeah. Now, maybe one day we'll have a non-billing system, but
Oh, do you think that
who needs it?
Right.
Who needs it? No one's pushing for it.
I won't live to see the day. Please call me for the retro when we do get it in prod, please.
Yeah.
Sylvia, hurry up.
Very close. Very close.
Oh, very close. Yes.
It's almost done, John. Almost done.
You'll see it before you go, John.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come for the retro though. I will.
Will you? No. Okay. All right.
Now-
Getting sidetracked. Yeah, Adam.
Look, I just thinking about that auth issue that Jean was talking about. It, I don't know when that happened. Did that happen in the last 24 hours, John?
Well, it happened this very morning, but it's partially on my end. I removed all my SSW passwords, including TimePro, like an idiot. And so now I can't remember my password. And the Microsoft login works, but I land on a different account. So it's mostly my fault for not remembering my password, I guess. But the reset password flow doesn't work.
Okay, all right. So work with Hugo today on that and see if we can get it fixed. Otherwise, well, Jeffrey is in charge of SSW identity, so he should be able to sort it out. But you can probably call Hajir, who has an interest in this, and he might be able to help you a bit.
Yep.
Even at that time?
Oh, that time.
Yeah, he might. You can try,
Already?
but he might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get back to this sprint preview and retro so we can finish that up. So retrospective, Jean, you did some stuff. Adam, you want to add something, or are you good with what's written already?
No, it's all good.
All right. So let's have a quick look at the forecast for next sprint, and then we are done. So sprint goal still the same one, getting the lead balance for friend employees, meaning that we want to fix the issue, find a good solution, and implement it. This will be our goal for next sprint. We are still aiming for 10-man days like previous sprints, but if you do want to shorten this and aim for 5 to 6, Adam, we can do it. That's
Hugo, why not putting 8 here? So it makes roughly 2 weeks if you guys work 2 days a week.
Yeah.
2 days, 2 days a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right.
We
Let's
can
try
put
to do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. The backlog is, well, all that was left over from previous sprints. So the goal will be to work on that. Get leave balance thing, get in a call with Jimmy, find a solution and get it approved by you, Adam, and then work on it. That's okay for you. I guess it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the only other thing I would think about is China have King D. So
yes,
they have a different accounting system. So if you want to be able to get the leave balances out of that, I have a feeling you're going to be scraping that website in a different way.
Yes, and yeah, I took care of that already. From EasyLeave point of view, you just call a service that get employee leave balance, and then behind the scenes there is magic to call the right implementation.
Have you talked to Caldera?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
My PO vision was get it right for Australia, then get it to work for China and France, because they're different systems. On that front, Adam, I also that's also why I lean towards option C or D. I can't remember which one it is from Hugo, but the microservice, because it's further isolation, but it's already isolated, so it's just pushing it a little bit further down.
Yeah.
It's more work, but it's the most robust system. It really all depends on how much do we care about seeing that leave balance. I guess that's what it boils down to.
Well, the leave balance is just the first brick, right? Then we want to also update the leave balance when someone takes a leave, stuff like that. So
it feels like you could put a skill on a schedule that the accountant opens and it grabs that stuff and throws it into a source that you can get to.
I'm not sure if you're trying to be abrasive or not. I can't tell. I can't tell if you're gaslighting or not. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm trying to think of a way that something on the accountant's machine runs that gives you that data without compromising everything.
But even okay, so it's probably not the right space and time. But if you know, even if it's an accountant thingy running on this machine, he aggregates all the data and puts it in a repository somewhere, which makes it insecure.
It'd just be name and leave balance. That'd be it. So it wouldn't be perfect, but it'd be close.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gone in 5 days. So
yes.
What if you put it in Power Automate and just have sysadmin make it inaccessible for most people?
Yeah, that's essentially what we want to do with a microservice, right? That's you know, Power Automate would act as a microservice de facto, right? It'd be an isolated piece of software running outside of the context.
It would work differently because if it's in Power Automate, it can be like call and something like an endpoint.
You can.
Okay. All right.
You can.
Yeah.
You don't have, the trigger could be a call, an HTTP call. You can.
Okay. All right. So. Yeah, that's something we could do. But it's a bit easier that way.
And you can update the balances via webhooks, so you don't need to do direct zero integration, and then you have integration with any system.
Yeah, that falls under that same microservice category. Like the technology doesn't really matter. The logic is, you know, isolate
it's more like the ID,
credentials.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. I'll have a look into that. Thanks, JK. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I guess we are done with this sprint review. Adam, something to add or?
No, all good.
All right. So as usual, the recording of that meeting will be on the TimePro YouTube channel. Thanks everyone for joining. It was Hugo from SSW, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Thanks, Hugo.
Thanks, Hugo.
Thank you.